Underworld, announced at Star Wars Celebration 3 in the year 2005 by George Lucas himself, was a proposed live-action TV series set between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Over the next 5 years following the announcement of the series, several motions have been carried to get it on the air, but a low budget effectively ended chances of doing so. Today, I will look at what elements the show would have consisted of, the overall effect of the show in the universe today, and the chances that the show could still happen. As stated earlier, the show would have been set during the events between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. It was primarily set to take place in the underworld of the planet of Coruscant. As predicted by the setting, the series would have looked at the gritty side of Star Wars, with elements that hadn't been seen in the brand at the time. Some of the people attached to the project described it as greasy, seamy underbelly of Star Wars. In a 2008 interview, George Lucas described some elements of the show, stating, quote, "It's kind of like episode 4. It's funny and there's action, but it's a lot more talking. It's more what I would call a soap opera with a bunch of personal dramas in it. It's not really based on action adventure films from the 30s, it's actually more based on film noir movies from the 40s, end quote. Now, in fact, it was rumored that many questions would have been answered that were posed in the films, including questions such as how did Leia know how her mother Padme looked like if she was just born, and would have included Lando Calrissian losing the Falcon to Han Solo, and Solo's first meeting with Chewbacca. Even Boba Fett was set to appear with Daniel Logan, who portrayed a young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones, training with Ray Park, also known as Darth Maul, to prepare for the role. Another writer for the show stated the show would have shared many elements with the Force Unleashed video game, which certainly didn't stray away from showing a gritty tale within the Star Wars universe. Sam Witwer, who played Galen Merrick aka Starkiller, was even attached to the project, possibly playing the live-action version of his character. Even Quinlan Vos was prepared to receive an extended role in the series, and the cancelled video game Star Wars 1313 was set to be a direct tie-in to the series. Now, even though the series didn't see the light of day, the legacy left is still felt. The character of Saw Gerrera, who we first saw in the Clone Wars animated series and later in Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, was actually created for Underworld, and the elements expressed within the show can certainly be seen in current projects such as Star Wars Rebels and Rogue One, and maybe even the upcoming Han Solo film. The Force Awakens even takes inspiration from the show, with the Church of the Force, first seen with the character Lor San Tekka, was created as a background element for Underworld by Lucas himself. With all this information, the show was never produced due to budget issues. However, following Disney's acquisition of the Star Wars brand, is it possible that Underworld, or at least some variant of it, could still be released? It has long been rumored that a live-action series is in development from Disney within the Star Wars universe, and with the success of Marvel shows that Disney has created, it wouldn't be a surprise if Underworld could still see the light of day. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. Would you have liked to see Star Wars Underworld based on the information I've told you today? If so, do you think that Disney could still produce the show? Also, be sure to like the video and share it with your friends, as it really supports and builds the channel. If you have any video suggestions, please feel free to put them in the comments or send them to me on Twitter @MaraudersGuild. Until next time, may the Force be with you all, and I'll see you in a later video.